Hey guys, what's up? Repentant Conservative here, joined with my bitter half, Country Girl Strongheart.
Hi.
She's been my better half so long she's bitter about it. It's a family joke. Don't get me wrong. My father made that joke up years ago about my stepmom, and I just kind of continue it on. But anyway, Sarah Silverman headed down to Mineola, Texas. And if you don't know anything about Mineola, Texas, these are salt of the earth people. When I was consistently on a regular basis before I met Country Girl, in the early 90s, I was dating another girl who's actually kind of good friends with you, I guess you would say. Y'all talk on several social media platforms, I know, and a couple of gaming platforms every so often.
Used to be running mates on games.
Yeah. Yeah, we play World of Warcraft.
We're both down right now, but
yeah,
that's okay.
But we still kind of keep in touch with Mike's girlfriend. But she's from the area. She grew up in the area. She went to school in Mineola. And the overall consensus and feel that I have for Mineola, and I've read through some of the comments on this one that I'm getting this song from. Like you see, it's 22 or 25:51 long, and I'm only going to go for maybe the first 2 or 3 minutes of that, primarily because Sarah Silverman does a gratuitous dick and gratuitous breast shot. This is one show I will not show Jacob, simply because she's got 2 naked people sitting there, and obviously you can tell the guy's embarrassed about it because the shrinkage is massive. I mean, if I were the guy sitting there in the audience and she paid me extra money to be nude, fine. But you know what? If you're going to publicly humiliate me by showing my pubic region on TV or on stream, then I'm going to sue you for it. Okay, if you want my junk in a pic, I get paid extra for it. If you want me to just sit there in the buff so everybody else can stare at me, fine. But if you're going to stream me to millions of people on Hulu, yeah. But needless to say, I want y'all to listen real close, because when she gets to Sea to Shining Sea in her opening song and all the places in between, what you hear is a bunch of Hollywood elites and a bunch of West Coast elites laughing about it. Okay? Kind of insulting, actually, because I've never lived anywhere other than a flyover state. But everybody kind of views us as backwards. They don't understand what it's like to be the ones feeding the country and getting no thanks for it, except in an Alabama song. But let's hear this cringeworthy moment.
From the East Coast to the West, and whatever's in between. I love you, America.
Did you catch the laughter? Mm-hmm. Kind of insulting, isn't it?
Yeah.
The old red, white, and blue. I love you, America, and everyone in you. Wow! I love you, men. I love you, women. I love straights and I love gays. I love all the Americans from places far away. I love you if you're Haitian or Korean or Irish. I love that you're Mexican, and I love that you're from Canada.
North Carolina.
I love black people, I love whites, and Asians too. I love Latinos, Muslims, Christians, Buddhists, and the Jews.
Wait a minute, what am I doing? I'm listing kinds of people. I'm categorizing human beings and putting them into little individual boxes. I mean, whether I mean it or not, I'm part of the problem.
And she's right. She's part of the problem. And for being condescending to herself about being part of the problem, guess what she's going to do? She's going to go right back to being part of the problem. I mean, I'm sorry, Sarah. You've lost me on this one. But
at least she's honest about it. She's
a hypocrite. But she'll never be honest about being a hypocrite. Okay? I grew up my entire life not seeing color. I grew up my entire life seeing people trying to put food on their tables to feed their families. That's what I saw. And that's just the whole deal of it. I mean, you know, did you share a similar experience where, you know, pretty much the entire area around you was poor? I mean, you know, we came from Midlothian, Texas. I mean, there wasn't just a whole lot there when we were growing up. I mean, they used to roll the sidewalks up at 6:30 in the evening. The only places that were open after 9 were the pizza places that delivered and 2 gas stations, I think. Wasn't it? Pretty much?
Something like that, yeah.
If you wanted a 24-hour something or other, you had to go to Waxahachie for it.
When we moved there, it shocked us that the town rolled up before dark.
Yep.
I love you, mailman person. I love you, bus
Now here she'll go off on
driver,
the
too.
full
I love you,
hypocrite.
police officer. Oh, that's easy for me to say. I mean, I can walk into any encounter with the police assuming they're gonna serve and protect me. That's my luxury. That's called white privilege. You know, a few years ago, I was sitting around and I go, wow, there's a real epidemic of cops murdering unarmed black teenagers. And then I realized that's not an epidemic. That's how it's always been. I'm just aware of it now because of social media. And I was so fucking ashamed. And fuck, I just want to be a good ally.
Okay. Now, she's gone full-blown libtard here. Okay. And this is where her mental gymnastics fail her. Okay. First off, she spouts a myth. Okay. Unarmed black males get killed by more black males.
She's just repeating what she hears. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah. Okay. But more black teenagers kill black teenagers than police officers killing unarmed black teenagers. Chicago, anybody? Sorry. Sarah, I don't know where you got your information for the song from, but you're wrong. Go back and look at the statistics. 6% of the American population is African American.
Because it's what some of these groups are spouting off.
50% of all violent crime is committed by black people. Okay? By black men. And most of them teenagers. Okay? Is it political or is it sociological? Well, it's sociological because most of these teenagers live in impoverished ghettos in the inner city. Okay? Needless to say, yeah, we'll just finish off the rest of the song and we'll see what happens.
How can I be a good ally?
It's not my job to teach you how to be a good ally.
Right, no, I know, you're right, of course, but there's no way I can know unless someone whose experience I could never understand is willing to...
Sarah, seriously? Take a class or something. I'm busy. I'm not all black people. I'm just me. I'm just Retta.
Well, I love that about you. I love you, liberal bubble. I love you, racist South. I love you all so much, I wanna put you in my mouth. I love you, California, New York City too. I love whatever this.
Where she's at there in her drawing is Minnesota to the top of it, Iowa to the south of it, Wisconsin to your right, and she's sitting somewhere in the Dakotas, I think. Nebraska or Dakota. South Dakota and Nebraska, it looks like. If I remember my U.S. geography right. But, hey, that's just me.
The state is. I said California, right? I love you, Indians. I mean, Native Americans. Oh, First Americans. Oh, I can't keep up. I said I can keep up. I'm great. I love you, America. Amber waves of rain. Those cornfields and those cornfields. Jesus Christ, there's so many cornfields. We make so much corn. This is crazy. Holy shit. Fuck. I love you, America. Purple mountains, majesty. From the Great Lakes to the Great Plains to America's pussy, the Grand Canyon. I love you, people who didn't sign waivers for this. I love super hot guys and I love big fat pieces of shit.
Now I want you to notice that she's pointing out the white guy, okay? And that he's exhaling vape right after this. Yeah, great. Yeah, see?
Oh, that's too high. I love you, America, the old red, white, and blue. I love you, America, without everything you do. You know, sometimes I get really, really mad at you and the stupid shit that you do. And how you vote for these rich fucks that lie to your faces and then systematically rape you of your rights and your job and your health care. And then you call me Hollywood elite? Dude, I'm from fucking New Hampshire. And you're mad at me for wanting the best for you and for getting pissed when you vote against your own best interest? I'm caring about you. I'm condescending to you.
You know,
No words.
wow. You know, I mean,
I have no words.
here's the thing. Here's the thing Sarah Silverman doesn't seem to get is that I didn't vote against my best interest. I voted in my best interest to keep a communist out of office. And if not an outright communist, at least Hillary is socialist. Okay? And the thing about it is that, wait a second, who signed NAFTA? Who signed the North American Free Trade Agreement? Wasn't his name Clinton too? Aren't they related somehow?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it kind of reminds me of the joke about Monica walking into the dry cleaners, turning in her dress for dry cleaning, and as she was walking out, the guy behind the counter said, "Come again," and she goes, "No, it's mayo this time, I swear."
I hadn't heard that one.
You know, I didn't vote to get screwed over. If I wanted to vote to get screwed over, I would have voted for Hillary Clinton. No doubt. Okay. And I'm more an independent than I am anything else as far as a voter goes. And Carolyn's tell you, stronger to tell you right here, hey, I'm not racist. Sorry, my fingernail snagged. I've got black friends, I've got white friends. I've got friends across all spectrums. Okay? And yeah, we don't share a similar experience growing up. And that's what forms us into the way we vote. I grew up around subsistent farmers. I grew up around people who grow things out of the dirt. I live around people who grow things out of the dirt. That's how they live. I grew up around people who hunt for their food. I grew up hunting for my food. I grew up fishing for my food. Well, I've eaten it all. Doesn't mean that I voted because Screwball from the KKK said that Trump was going to be great to all white people. No, I voted for Trump because I need solid employment, and I need employment that pays for 40 hours worth of work. And a lot of people lost 40 hours worth of work because of ACA. So who got screwed worse? The people who ended up paying for ACA and, paying in for ACA on top of the regular income tax, which they pay to May? It takes until May until you pay off your federal income tax debt.
I think so.
You had to pay until August. And then you started putting money in your pocket. I'm sorry. Where's the benefit for that? So that somebody else who isn't working can get carrying coverage. Now, there are people who have worked in the system and have earned their Medicaid. They paid into the Medicaid system. They paid into the Social Security system. I don't begrudge the elderly and the retired for getting those things.
There's a lot of people who truly need the help, but there's a select few that abuse the system as well.
That sit at home and have as many babies as they can. You know, I'm sorry, I want 40 hours worth of work. And this show kind of covers it. But when you call Mineola the mini areola of Texas, I draw offense to that, because I came from that area. Again, I dated a girl from that area. I know a lot of people still in that area. That's Wood and Upshur County in Texas, right? Mineola is the county seat of Wood County. But look, you're talking about, my running range was from, the Red River down to South Central Henderson County.
Pretty much almost all over Texas.
All over. Well, I mean, when I was in my 20s, I mostly roamed around East Texas, though.
Yeah.
Till I joined the Navy. But Sarah Silverman boggles my mind. She gives me a headache sometimes. If she were writing a song about effing Matt Damon, oh wait, she already wrote that? Mm-hmm. That was actually pretty funny. I thought that was pretty funny. Okay. I laughed my head off about that song. I didn't
even know who she was till I seen that.
Yeah. No, is this something I'm going to subscribe to Hulu for? No, I'm not going to subscribe to Hulu, primarily because my internet service up here where we live at now in another state outside of Texas. But I did see somewhere down in the comments that on this video where I got the song from, I'm not gonna play it because this guy is pretty much in violation of copyright rules and regulations because he doesn't offer any sort of breakdown to the content. He just re-aired it from Hulu. He altered the format, as you can see. But he just she just loses it here. She plays identity politics and then condescends herself for playing identity politics, and reverts right back to it by quoting false narratives from where? Identity politics. The facts and statistics are out there. Look at the FBI website, Sarah. That thing Google where you ask the people about Google for Mineola. Well, you know what? Google's a great tool for other things other than what your liberal viewpoint wants to get across. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank Country Girl Strongheart and thank my better half for joining me on this one. You don't have to like the video, but if you did, appreciate you mashing the like button. And we'll try to catch you down the log. 7 threes.